We are currently about a third of the way through the 2022 NFL season, and there are some very concerning signs about the Green Bay Packers. They are currently sitting at 3 and 3, but are coming off some ugly losses to the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Even their previous two games before that, against the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, were very concerning even in victory. So the main question that fans and pundits around the league are asking, what the heck is happening to the Packers? And I have come up with 5 different things that are all contributing to the struggles of this football team. Number 5 on our list of things that are contributing to the Packers' struggles is that the defense is not forcing any turnovers. Coming into the season, the Packers were expected to be a top 10 defense with the potential to be a top 5 defense. And what is something that all top 5 defenses do? They force turnovers, and that is something that this defense have done this year. They have only recovered 3 fumbles this season and only have 1 interception despite boasting one of the most solid secondaries heading into the year. Due to this lack of turnovers, the offense isn't getting as many short fields as it could be and reducing the ease of getting points compared to other defenses in the league. And we need this defense to start turning the ball over way more than they have. Number 4 on our list is that the offensive line is really struggling this season. This issue has really been exposed in recent weeks, right as the offensive line has finally guarded the healthy starting lineup of David Bakhtiari, Runyon, Josh Myers, Royce Newman, and Elton Jenkins from left to right, and they've just struggled. There has really been a lack of push up front for the running game, and pass protection for Rodgers has been absolutely terrible, giving him little to no time at all for plays to develop and throw to. Royce Newman has really struggled this year, and a normally solid Elton Jenkins has not been that great at right tackle. And there have been calls to move Elton Jenkins over to right guard where Royce Newman is and get him out of the starting lineup and put Josh Neiman back into the starting lineup. As for the past few years when he was replacing Bakhtiari on the left side, has been absolutely fantastic. And the reason why we're struggling, this is contributing, is simple. You can't have a good offense if your offensive line is not doing its job. And this offense needs the offensive line to start getting a good push, opening up running lanes, and giving Rodgers time for the offense to be very effective. Number 3 is that the run defense isn't that good. Again. Another year and another season where the Packers just cannot stop the run. As we currently stand, the Packers have the 6th worst run defense in the league, giving up an average of 135.2 yards per game and 7 touchdowns. And if you look at each of the games the Packers have played this year, you see a disturbing trend. Week 1, gave up 126 rushing yards to the Vikings, lost in embarrassing fashion. Week 2, we gave up 180 yards and a touchdown to the Bears, and the only reason why we won that game is because we were against the Bears and Justin Fields. Week 3, only gave up 34 rushing yards, and that was the key reason why we were able to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Week 4, we gave up 167 yards and 1 touchdown, and we barely won against the Patriots with Bailey Zappi, a third-string quarterback, as their quarterback. Week 5 against the Giants, gave them 125 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, had an embarrassing blown lead against the Giants. And last week, we gave up 179 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and an absolutely embarrassing loss to the New York Jets. In just the past 3 weeks alone, the Packers have given up almost 500 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns, and should have lost all 3 of them, if we're being honest, if the Patriots had competent quarterback play. Teams have figured out how to beat the Packers, and that is to run the ball down their throat and keep Aaron Rodgers and this offense from getting in a rhythm and keeping Rodgers on the sideline. If we do not make adjustments and get this run defense under control, this is going to be a very, very long season. Number 2 on this list is something I honestly did not expect to be on this list at all. And that is Aaron Rodgers' decision making. Rodgers is the back-to-back MVP, one of the greatest quarterback of all time. And honestly, the way I'm seeing it, he's kind of gone to his head a little bit and is trying to play hero ball all the time like he is Carson Wentz. He's been taking deep shots when it isn't a smart time to, still probably thinking that Davante Adams is still on the team or Jordy Nelson is walking in the door. And that's not something we can do with this receiving core because I love all the guys we have. We do not have a Davante Adams on this team. There was one drive in the New York Giants game in London a few weeks ago when we were tied in the game. And we needed a long, sustained drive to keep time off the clock, get our defense a chance to recover, and score some points. And instead of running the ball, which is something we're going to get to later on in the video, or taking safe short throws, screens, slants, things are a high completion percentage, Aaron tried to hit the home run ball every single time. And in the Jets game, he missed some throws that are very questionable to do so. And the frustrating thing is, we know he still can make the great throws. In the Giants game, he made some incredible throws. In the Jets game, he made his beautiful 35-yard dime to Allen Lazard. And that's another thing, too, that's been having an issue with Rodgers' decision-making, is that he only really seems to target Lazard and Tonyan and Cobb. He is not trusting the new guys on this team, not trusting Romeo Doubs as much as he should. Christian Watson has only been used in jet sweeps, which is not good for his talent. Samori Toure hasn't even seen the field at all, and Amari Rodgers, well, I don't know what's going on with him, but he is not trusting his weapons. And another thing, too, is that it's quite possible that Aaron Rodgers has been checking out of run plays on downs where we can get some good yardage on them because our running backs have been fantastic. And we need the best quarterback in franchise history. Yes, I am saying Rodgers is by far the best quarterback in franchise history to be making better decisions with his throws and make better play calls at the line of scrimmage. Because this hero ball, it ain't working. And now we get to number 1 on our list. And this is by far, in my opinion, the biggest reason why the Packers are struggling. And that has to deal with the coaching and the play calling on both sides of the ball. And this is the one thing that is really causing pain to both the Packers as a team and to the fan bases sitting at home because we're seeing what's going on wrong and we are not liking it. And surprisingly, it's not our special team this year because they actually have been improving. Except the last game, which is weird, but that's okay. Let's start with the offense first. The main complaint is that Matt LaFleur keeps not running the football. This season, Aaron Jones ranked 7th in rushing average, but only 23rd in attempts. A.J. Dillon is averaging a bruising 4 yards per rush and only has 73 attempts. The Packers are rushing the ball really, really well this year with 2 really good playmakers. And yet they aren't utilizing it to the full extent that they can. And what's making this thing even worse is after almost every single game, we hear Matt LaFleur come up to the post-game podium and say, we need to do a better job running the ball, or we need to get the ball to Aaron Jones, or something along those lines. My brother in Christ, you call the plays. You design this offense. You get everything on the field. Unless Aaron Rodgers is audibling out of all the running plays, you have all the control to give the ball to our running backs. And it falls on your shoulder to make the adjustment to stick with the run. That's how you wear down defenses. That's how you keep defenses honest when you're going to pass. It's because you see Jones on the field, it's are you going to run it or are they going to pass it? But now they know the Packers aren't going to run the ball. They know they're going to have Aaron Rodgers throw about 40, 45 times a game and not utilize 2 of their better athletes. And now we're getting to the defense, which is just somehow is even more frustrating at times than our offense. And it all starts with Joe Barry. Joe Barry, sir, you need to start making adjustments in game. I am getting sick and tired of the inconsistency with you. And these past few games, we have literally seen the defense make zero adjustments to what the other team is calling. We have continually played soft zone defense throughout this entire year. And in this day and age, in the NFL, any somewhat competent quarterback can easily pick that defense apart. And we saw that when Daniel Jones, on a bum ankles, it would run the same bootleg play over and over again, and we could not stop him. Daniel Jones. Danny Derps. We made him look into Danny Dimes. And that is unacceptable. We have the talent for a top 5 defense. We have playmakers on every level. Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Kenny Clark on a defensive line. Devondre Campbell as a middle linebacker. Secondary with Rasul Douglas, Eric Stokes, Jair Alexander, and Adrian Amos should not be this inconsistent with their play. And we need to see some sort of adjustments on the defense by Joe Barry that makes use of this amazing talent and quit playing soft zone Fangio style defense, or else Barry could be gone very soon, because this is not cutting it. And in conclusion, those have been the top 5 issues that I see with the Green Bay Packers so far this season through 6 games. And if they don't try to fix at least 2 or 3 of these issues, the Packers could potentially look forward to a potential top 10 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. And that is something that no Packers fan wants to have.